Hi, we're Talking Saints faculty, and we're here with Dr. Suzanne Campbell and Darin Workman. And guys, you're heading into the sunset. You are the longest tenure faculty members here. And we just wanted to give you guys a proper farewell. Let people know what's going on with you guys. Let's start with Dr. Campbell. Suzanne, when were you first here?
So I came in the fall of 1992 as the MLT program director and also with a full-time faculty load. They hired me 10 days before the semester started with the second faculty position vacant. My saving grace that year was Steve Hecox as our Allied Health Division chair. He was a tremendous mentor. And I had a laboratory assistant, Naira Jones, who was actually out of the first graduating class for the MLT program. So that's sink or swim, and I guess I swam because here I am 32 years later.
And Darin, you didn't come not quite long after Suzanne did you?
I'm not near as old as Dr. Campbell. I guess retiring earlier. I didn't come until 1995, fall of 1995. It was kind of thing I transitioned. I was coaching tennis at the high school and then also helping out here at the college, but officially I did not start until 1995. It's just my third job in my whole life, so it's tough leaving a place that really is your family. We talk about that a lot, and I was asked this morning on the radio, what is it you're going to miss? And it's definitely family. Suzanne's like an older sister to me. I think we're the same age.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to continue Darin's theme. So this is just the fourth place that I've ever been employed in my professional career as a medical laboratory scientist and then transitioned to higher ed. The other caveat with starting that year was I was, probably 5 months pregnant with my youngest daughter. And so that's kind of my mark in time. My youngest, who is a SCCC graduate, Dr. Megan Greer, veterinarian, does not know life without her mom being an employee of Seward County Community College.
Yeah, that's not brought up very much. It's not just the employees. Like, my daughter's coming tomorrow night to the concert, and all she remembers when she could remember being a kid was being in the musicals. They'd always cast her when they needed a little kid. So all she ever knew was Seward County Community College, a place where got to work, and this is where she got to come play and go swimming and all that stuff.
And you also coached her in tennis, correct?
Yes, and she was in band. So I'm glad we still get along. She had me as a teacher because it was in my class, one of my classes also. So I'm glad that she's driving clear from Lincoln, Nebraska tomorrow and gonna come to the last concert.
Suzanne, talk about your tenure here and the things that have changed and seen from the start from now. Like you said, it's been 30 plus years.
Yeah, so it was a big deal when we got email. First initial, last name, only up to 8 letters, SCCC.net. I don't know how we managed to do statewide meetings and regional things and national things. I know we did a lot of conference calls. Obviously, everything was PowerPoint. I actually might have started with an overhead projector.
I still have one in my classroom.
And then PowerPoint, 5 days a week. I was in class, so the medical laboratory technology program was on a trimester for our core curriculum. Mm-hmm. So we rolled a semester, if you will, every 12 weeks. So our breaks were not the same. So I had 5 days of lecture, 5 days of lab every week for that 12 weeks if I was teaching a class. All of our clinical sites were local, within a 2 or 2.5 hour drive time. We struggled with some enrollment in the early 2000s, and so 2003, Board of Trustees and Administration granted us permission to move to an online program format. So we have been online. We've marked our 20th year. So COVID was not a hassle for us, other than we had students that weren't able to, had to take a delay on doing some of their clinical. So the thing, when people say to me, well, I can't put my course or I can't put my program online, yes, you can. You just have to think outside the box with that. So I think that the technology, even though I've spent the bulk of my years associated with the Allied Health Division, I was always involved in committees and committee work on campus. So I've been involved with assessment for almost 25 years. Did my first program accreditation in 1995. I've always been involved in institutional accreditation. So I think I prided myself a lot of years on knowing people across the campus, not just people in my division. So I've always known Darin.
I was on the first assessment with you, assessment when we formed that committee. I knew nothing for the first year, but it was fun to get to know everybody. That's the biggest difference for me is when we first started, it seemed like no one ever left this place. It's like my division, I was the young one for at least 6, 7, 8 years before there's a group of people started to retire and everything. And it seemed like it was the same people that you saw across campus all the time.
Right, like Dale Doles, and Lee Courtney.
Yeah, and Judd. I mean, a lot of those, Terry Barnes and Dr. Louds. I mean, it's like nobody ever changed around here. But to me, that told me that this is a good place to work if we didn't have a high turnover rate here.
And one thing with Suzanne is that, well, we talk about elementary, but you're actually division head too, and now you're dean of assessment. And so actually, it's built up for you, hasn't it?
Right. So I've appreciated the opportunities that I've been granted. I was the first individual to be considered a supervisor in allied health that didn't have a nursing background and wasn't specifically a faculty member in the nursing program. So that was a huge step for the division, for me personally as well. And then to become Dean of Allied Health and the President Bennett and VP Dowell having a conversation. We think we need to fill the Dean of Instruction and Assessment. Dr. Campbell, are you willing to take that on? I always tell people I've grown up within the institution. So I came to Seward with only my bachelor's degree. I finished my master's degree from Fort Hays State in community college, higher education leadership. When my children were little, I went back and finished my doctorate from the University of Nebraska.
That's what makes her so smart, because she went to a good state.
While actually my girls were teenagers. And so we'd all sit down and do our homework together in the evening, and finally at some point they said, Mom, when are you gonna be finished? But I finished my doctorate in 4 years, so I think that was actually a pretty swift pace. So yeah, opportunities, individuals that we've worked with, anymore. Darin and I have outlasted, I don't know how many presidents and deans, VPs of instruction. We can no longer count them on 10 fingers.
I can't even keep them in order anymore. Somebody was asking me, who was the dean of students at this point after some, I don't know. Seemed like there was quite a bit of turnover there for a while in those positions, and it was the core people, the ones that were staying here and doing that. But I like to say it's kind of with me, I didn't ever plan in moving into a division chair job. I don't like meetings. That's first knock. I've learned to enjoy them a little bit more just because of the people that it seems like it's the same 6 or 7 of us in every meeting. So you kind of get used to them. But now I've learned more about the college in the last 5-6 years that I've been division chair. I realized how little I knew about the college. If some rule came down and I'd always say, man, who's making those rules? And then I realized a lot of times we don't control every rule that's being dictated to us. So I appreciate it. I've learned a lot from the people of the committees I've been on. I've learned a lot from Dr. Campbell over the years. I'll only admit that once. I do. She's my favorite person to tease in the meetings.
And then that was all on video, so now you can't get rid of
Yeah,
it.
it is on video now, and I think she knows it too. She's a pretty serious person sometimes, but I appreciate because she always gets the job done, and that's what we need around here. I think that's kind of the big change. We don't have as many people stepping up to do leadership roles. And that's something I hope will change with the new structure and all that.
And one of the things here is that, Darin, like when people either know you as a band instructor, band leader, or a tennis coach, and then like you said, suddenly now division chair. So as you came in, did you expect to do all three? Were you, when you were first hired,
Just coaching and band.
Okay.
That's all I planned on doing. And then the older I got, traveling became hard, coaching wise. And I had a son who did not play tennis, but played football and basketball, so I wanted to be able to travel and watch him play. You kind of grow up maturity wise. I was a kid for a long time. And some people might still say I'm a kid, including my wife. But I thought it was time to get out of the coach and let someone young do it. And then the division chair came up, and I thought, I need to step up. Kind of a sense of duty since our division was really young at that time. And plus, I knew it wasn't going to be as bad as I thought because I knew everybody else that was stepping up to do jobs, and I got along with them, well. And, I'll still be contacted. I really expect Suzanne and her husband to come visit us in the mountains, and I'm sure when I think of a funny joke or want to make fun of the nursing program, I will still text Dr. Campbell. And
Now, even after you had stepped away from coaching, people have actually asked you to come back, haven't they?
yes,
And
I
you've
came
resisted.
back. I came back the 1 year to finish out the semester to take them to nationals. And that was rough. I mean, we did well. It was a good team, but just being gone for a while and then having to go to practice every night, not getting home until 8 or 8:30 at night, and traveling and driving all those long places. I can't stay awake as long as I used to be able to.
And I imagine that while you're coaching, you love coaching, but I can really tell that band instrument, that's your passion. And I imagine that as we come up to the final swan song, we could say, or the final spring concert, it's going to be something.
I'm looking forward to it. I just hope the kids don't get stupid. Because they know it's my last one, and I kind of coach band the way I coach tennis, and I actually call it coaching band. I'm there to motivate them, for them to work together, but also have fun. And so I always call my rehearsals organized chaos. And it's a real thin line. Sometimes it gets crossed over because they'll perform better if they're having fun. And it's just like athletes. You want them on that verge of going crazy and being motivated, but you don't want them too calm because then you're not going to perform at your highest quality. But I have a good group this year, and I'm looking forward to it. But I have characters. For some reason, I draw characters, ornery little kids in my group. So, but it'll be fun, mixture of freshmen, sophomores, and it's a good bunch of kids.
Okay. Suzanne, talk to me about things that you'll miss here, and also, do you have one single memory that stands out?
So the things that I will miss is really an echo of what Darin has shared, and that is the individuals that we've worked with throughout the years, and what an impact they have made on my life, but also student success, dedication, devotion. I've enjoyed my time working with Darin. I didn't really know him really very well until I became a dean, and now specifically this last year. And yes, we do get things done, but every meeting we have, we like today, we're always laughing about something, and it is his joke. You know, it's like we're the Allied Health Division, we're not the nursing division, and so Darin's always got to get that in.
In the beginning, I actually did not know the difference. And she probably thought I was joking, but when they were building a new building, I always called it the nursing building. And in the beginning, I got it the first time she corrected me, and then once she started correcting me, and then I kept messing it up on purpose for it. But no, I agree. It's the people that you work with. I mean, where else can you work? Like Suzanne, 33 years?
32.
32 years. And I'd love to go back and see how many sick days she's taken in 33, because I don't think it's that much.
Up until last year it wasn't.
Up until, same with me. I doubled my, I was joking about that with Joe Denoyer this morning. I doubled. I've taken 2 sick days this year. Previous to that, 28 years of only missing 2 days of work. Because I have fun. I mean, yes, you get closer when you get within that 2 weeks, and Suzanne's probably starting to feel it too. You know, you're looking forward to that next chapter, but I do know once it happens that whatever the first day is in August, and I'll probably have it on my calendar, I'll be thinking, man, I should be sitting in my office right now, getting ready, getting my canvas shells ready, and planning the division meeting and all that stuff. So.
Any moment?
Gosh, Bill, that's a tough one.
You better give a good one, because my moment's not a good one.
I think because it was the beginning of a track record, if you will. So again, I joined the institution in 1992. I came from the clinical world into higher education, so no other experience in higher education other than being a college student myself. But in 1995, we had our first reaccreditation site visit for the Medical Laboratory Technology program. And while I was allowed to hire some consultants to help, it was myself and Sandy Lowe, who was my other faculty member, who's remembered. She's now passed, but we have a legacy scholarship in her name for MLT students. But no citations, no areas of concern, a clean site visit, so full reaccreditation, and that was the first of 4 that I have guided the program to. That's not an easy task. Every time we went through reaccreditation, it was with a new set of standards, moving to online, adding students that are across the United States, 50, 60 clinical sites. Jamie Williams is a graduate. She's also our full-time faculty member. So a lot of moments, Phil, but you know, medical laboratory science in the profession has always been my first passion. And so just being able to talk about the program publicly, and everybody knows what a doctor does, what a nurse does. Nobody does what a medical laboratory professional does. So just the opportunity to continue that program and to see it grow and to see it be successful. I hope that's a legacy that I have left for the institution.
Great. Darin?
Well, mine's kind of a negative one. I still remember, and it affected me greatly as a person, is when we lost Dr. Grody. Because that was the first time that our tennis team had gone to nationals. Both teams were qualified, and it happened the day before we left for nationals. And I wasn't going to go, and I remember the rest of the administrative team said, yeah, you still need to go. That's what he would have wanted. So that's the day I think about all the time. Especially now when people are asking me, what do you remember? And I really missed him. I really connected with Dr. Grody. So he's one of my favorite guys.
Okay. Now, as you guys, like I said, head into the sunset, what do you plan to do, Suzanne?
So, a lot of my friends and colleagues know that we have just fallen in love with Oklahoma State University. We have daughters who are graduates, whether it's OSU and OKC or in Stillwater. We spend a lot of time there. So the plan is to relocate to Stillwater. I love being on campus. I've always loved the university setting. So whether it's the athletics or the performances at the McKnight Center, some of the artists that they bring in for the performances are just, nationally renowned. And it'll put us several hours drive closer to not only our daughters, but also our other family that we're kind of the tweeners, if you will. We've got daughters, but we've got parents that will need some help too as well. So fond memories of here. Obviously, we have friends in the community here, and we just, like Darin said, we just hope they'll come and visit us in Stillwater.
Now, one thing that I don't know, I think people pretty much know is that you're a marathoner or a half marathoner, right?
Half marathoner, yes.
And are you still going to continue that? Your goal is to get into a half marathoner in every state, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
And how many have you hit?
So 25 states so far. I have taken a hiatus for this year. I would do all my training, we'd get in the vehicle, we'd drive like crazy, get to Kentucky or wherever we were going, pick up a packet, run the next morning, stay the night, get in the car and drive back home because I was going back to work.
But now you don't have to.
And my husband said, Suzanne, if you just pause and wait until you retire, because my husband is already retired, then we can go and stay longer and enjoy seeing the sights and that sort of thing. So yes, I do plan to resume the half marathons and do want to knock out all 50. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you have Colorado?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely not at the altitude that you are.
And Darin, what about you? I know that you're getting your fishing pole and you're getting ready out there, right?
Yeah, I'm moving to Estes Park, Colorado. We've had a home there for a year that we've been getting ready. And right now, I don't have the plans like her running or anything like that. But, I like to hike and fish and just enjoy the mountain. No more 100-degree weather, no more humidity or thunderstorms, what we're supposed to get tonight. So just take it easy. I'm sure I'll have to find something. I'm kind of hyperactive, so I'll probably, after I relax a while, find something to do, either fishing guide or maybe I'll substitute like kindergartners, my intellect level.
Controlled chaos.
Yes. Actually, my first year of teaching, I was waiting for my wife to get out of college. I'm 2 years ahead of her, and I took the closest school to the university, and it was a K-12 vocal and instrumental. I have a degree in both, and my favorite class was the kindergartners.
There you go.
I really miss that age. So right now I'm not planning on substituting. My wife says no way she'll ever substitute, but I can do that. I'm looking forward to playing my horn again.
And they have a really big,
music is huge in that area because you got University of Northern Colorado, Colorado,
right.
CU. In Fort Morgan, you got CSU. So we have a lot of places or Fort Collins, not Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan is where Glenn Miller's from. But a lot of music out there, a lot of bands. I'm trying to teach. I've been listening for about the last month, bluegrass. I want to learn to play some bluegrass because that's big in that area.
Cool.
So pull out the guitar, maybe learn to play my banjo, and do that. Just relax for a while. Whatever my wife lets me.
Yeah.
But she'll probably kick me out of the house anyway. She's never spent this much time with me before. So
that's why you have a basement, right?
we don't have a basement, but
We have 2 floors though.
it might be a basement. She might dig a hole and put me underneath the house. But no, I'm looking forward, and we're going to travel. I'm not very well traveled. She's ran half marathons in 25 states. I don't know if I've been in 25 states in my whole life. Want to go to Europe. I've never.
Scotland is our.
Oh, that's your
Scotland
big
is our
one?
first one,
Okay.
yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
Wow, that would be good. Go to concerts. We get first one's Billy Joel in
You'll
Denver.
love him.
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen him, but
He's
he's one of my
fantastic.
favorite artists.
And
And
Pink Floyd? You said Pink Floyd this
that's
morning?
one of my favorites,
Okay.
and that I've never ever seen. And so, yeah, I was a 70s, 80s rocker. So had the long hair and
Yeah.
I can't imagine your phone here. It's just kind of hard
had
to
my little garage band. We were horrible.
You didn't think so at the time, though?
No, we thought we were the new Van Halen. I probably knew 3 chords on the guitar at that time. I had the long hair though, so I had that part down. That was the most important part. But no, it's going to be strange leaving this place. I am looking forward to 2 Fridays away, but I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it that last time after my exit interview when I have to hand in my keys and my walls in my office will be totally cleaned off. Yeah, and I did buy nail remover in case Roger's watching this to replace. I swear that he didn't make that rule until after I did
Yeah,
it.
you're right. Yeah,
Am
you're
I?
right.
I was just
You're right.
making that up.
No, we used to not have that rule. You could hang whatever, but now you're not supposed to use the nail.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have maybe 70, 80 nail holes in my office. You guys have been in my office.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much crap you get over 30 years, 29 years. But I have plenty of memorabilia. I already told my wife my Saints bobblehead, Louis bobblehead, will be up on a shelf somewhere. Thanks, Phil, for stealing that for me.
Well, you guys have been here combined over 60 years, almost more than, almost half a century almost. And I'm going to, guys, give you the final word. Anything you guys want to say to Saints Nation?
Just thank you for the support from the community that supports the entire community college administration, board of trustees, all of our colleagues. It's been a tremendous run, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it anywhere else. So go Saints.
I just want to thank the college for never firing me. That they have allowed me, as crazy as I am sometime, and I like to have fun when I work, that they allow us here to teach, administrate our own personalities, and do it the way we want to, even when it fails. I always tell new hires, the school encourage you to try new things, and everyone's always afraid what happens if you fail. I've had plenty of failures of new things I've tried, and I've never gotten in trouble. And so this has always been a great place to work. Like I said this morning, I was only going to be here a couple years and move on, and now it's been, as far as being in the area, almost 40 years I've been in the area. It's just a great community, and it's one of the few places, because as being conferences we've been to, she's probably heard it too, a lot of community colleges have problems keeping their kids that are in town going to their community college. We don't have that problem. It's almost like they're expected to come here. And that's something no one else has around here or anywhere.
All right. Well, guys, we're certainly thankful and grateful for your contributions to the college, and we're going to miss you. Guys, thank you so much. Great job, and we'll see you in your futures.
Thank you.
Can I say, I was going to say, is this the last time Phil asked me to do something?
Not yet. You still have 2 weeks.
I always give him crap. He never talks to me unless he needs something.
And that's the way it should be.
It's the way it should.
All right. Well, guys, best of luck to you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that was great.